Hello, welcome back. Tonight I will talk more about my book, King Paimon, The Lord of the Silence, The Lord of the Abyss. And it is a book that I have written, that I have published. It's published on Amazon. Internationally, you can buy it, and it is a large book. It is a grimoire. It's the thematic is King Paimon, of course, King Paimon through different stages of his life, of his journey, and that goes in the far, far, far future. There is a travel and a return back to his home, to his origin. As to say, each one of us has have no origin. We come from one place, the place we first appeared, the place we were born. So we all travel through the world. We all want to discover new things. Most of the people, this is like a desire, a wish, or a natural feeling, a natural part of life. Even if some don't travel or remain in the same place, the travel is, I talk about, is inner travel. We think about travel like physical travel, which of course exists, but the real travel is the inner travel. That's what Paimon teaches, and once you know this, is like every travel, every experience, it reflects through a mirror back into your soul. There is the memories you create, the experience, that they are part of you. So the journey which is outside works on the inside and remains with that person, with the experience that person had. And there is the past which goes into the future. The past is not what Paimon teaches. The past is not dead. The past is, we always say, the past is gone, it's not exist. No, the past is part of us. We carry that. We are the seed, that carries that origin with us. So Paimon teaches too and says that the human is much far more complex, and the abilities we have are far more complex than our beliefs are, or what the world wants us to believe. And Paimon teaches the way to expand, the way to see things in a bigger picture, even if the words are limited. The experience often feel very vast, or strong emotions are difficult to put in words. So the language is a limiting aspect. That's why Paimon teaches through silence. The silence is the key. The silence is the true mirror. When we are by ourselves, especially when we walk outside and there's a reflection point, the mirror aspect becomes even more obvious inside of us. The way Paimon teaches, as I've said in other recordings, and I will try to further on talk more about, is the way of the mirror. The mirror aspect with Paimon, it speaks about the elements of reflection, what that reflection can teach us. At the same time, it speaks about reality and illusion, of perception, of truth, of desire. That's to say that the seed may seem little, but the seed holds all those elements together. At the same time, the seed is a little hard. It's like a hard, compact. It's like a focus point. At the same time, it can flower, it can open, and that lays in our human abilities to open that seed and create something that we want. The way we choose to develop in our life, the way we choose to learn or not. For Paimon, knowledge is very important. Not necessarily the knowledge of books. It's say, well, you can read all the books in the world, and it can be of help in many ways, but it will bring you further away from you, because the inner knowledge, and say, well, the time of reflection is as important as the act of reading a book. The reflection point is the true wisdom that comes back to you, is the mirror effect. So in our life we tend to be very active, and we always put from ourselves outside. We act, we do, we go, there's always a further movement, but there is a distance. It's always like forward, meaning progress. But Paimon says, well, it is progress in some way, no? We can call it progress, no problem about that. But it is an illusion as well. So in sitting still or meditating or healing too, or hearing that silence that Paimon teaches, it can create more growth inside of us. Being passive, no? Not to say always active means that's the key, no? The key has a double, and that double is the key that matters as well, no? It's not to say there's only one key. No, there are many keys. But what I want to say, there is an aspect when you say, where I go forward, at the same time I need to go back, no? There is the reflection point that teaches me from my experience, from what I've read or what I've did, no? So the reflection point is very important. Imagine like a mirror, and then you have like a light focal point that goes into the mirror, no? It concentrates the energy in one point, and when the light reaches the mirror, the reflection of the light comes back, no? Even the light has learned this value, no? Of the reflection. Even the light has a very strong reflection, no? That light is reflection. So it is part of the seed of what light is. So that what Paimon wants to tell is that that putting out is the coming back as well, no? And that makes the lessons to be learned. That's the part where we really grow from the inside. It's like an inner growth, an inner development, no? And even in our brain, no, there are these lights. Actually, it is a spark of light that happens between our neurons, no? There's always the aspect of light which moves very fast, no? That's why the brain is able to bring so much together in one very focus point, and it's a very fast movement in many areas, no? Depending what we are doing, the brain is active. So the aspect of light, no, in our body, for example, touch is light. Many things that we are not able to see, we say, well, there is the aspect of my hand. I only think of the hand and that's all I see. But the unseen holds the power. Our hands, around them, there is a form of light. There's the life, no, form of life, the light. And that is the aspect of the hand, no, of the healing aspect, or the qualities, no, of our entire body as well. And in the same time, no, Paimon does talk about light and the aspect of light or mirror, something that can be seen or reflected, but his domain is the darkness, is the abyss. So if Paimon rules that element of the abyss, he is a master of light as well, because it's the contrast. You cannot be the master of the abyss if you don't have, you know, the qualities or understanding of the light. And Paimon has enormous knowledge. We say, well, God did bless Paimon with many human qualities as well, no? That's why Paimon is very able, no, to teach humans, because he was a human. He did live a life, no, in the deserts. He was a traveler through the earth, and he will travel through villages, different cities. No, he will always be on his camel on his journey, and wherever he will go, the wind will follow the change. The wind always speaks about change, very positive change. He will help people. He will, only through his presence, things will be like a form of light, that goes around and after him. So his presence always in the places he has been. Paimon teaches that as well, But I've said the past is not a past we carry it with us. At the same time, our presence in different places in our life that we have been, it doesn't totally disappear, because we have changed something there. There's a memory of us, there is a shadow or whatever we want to call it, but it is there, no? Or we live in other people's memory, or our energy in different houses we live, no? It's still there. So it's beautiful to know, no? Paimon said nothing is lost. So the power lays in knowing that. The same way, the responsibility too, of course, of humans understanding how we act, no, that it is a beneficial energy as we travel, no, through our life. There is life is connected to travel in the meaning of we are all travelers, no. Our planet travels through space, no. There is always movement, even in the stillness, no. There is movement, and it's not to say, well, movement is movement. No. If you have a black room and you don't see nothing, there's still movement in the air. Things still grow. Things still move. So the abyss is not dead. That's what Paimon says. The abyss is the first origin of everything that has been created. No, it's the place from where we come. Is the place where all knowledge comes. Because if you think knowledge that didn't exist, it existed in the abyss first and then was revealed. And who reveals this is Paimon, because Paimon sits on his throne in the abyss and he talks all the time, no? And he reveals the history, even past, present, future, no? He creates through his words different worlds, no? He has the ability, as I've said, Paimon furthermost, no? He is a magician of many, many things. And his abilities too are hidden, no? He's not a king who will appear and he will reveal everything, no? He likes the element of secrecy. Why? Even to say, well, because he wants us to learn through the silence. He wants us to learn through us, no? It's not always to say, I need to learn because I need Paimon, or I need others, no? Because the true learning is inside. At the same time, the fact that he always talks, that has meaning as well. It is the meaning of endlessness, that Paimon never can stop to talk because things never end. He is that continuation, no? I would say, in a sentence I put a point, it is not the end. I can create another sentence. So you have him talk, and it's almost like a song. It's almost like the energy he gives through those words. No, it is a deep voice. It is a serious. No, there is a seriousness about Paimon. He's continuing, no, to transfer this information, to create something from the abyss. He is a creator as well. A magician is a creator. A magician uses his power abilities, no, that so Paimon says, well, if he has all these abilities, it is something of his duty to use them as well as us. If we have abilities in our life, even if they seem different, or of course are different than others, we should not be scared. We should use them. We should connect to that wisdom. We should share it for others. It is an act of love, no? Me sharing now, it's an act of love for others, no? Because otherwise you say, well, why should I share my knowledge? Or even at the risk for others to say, well, that doesn't make sense. Paimon say, well, it doesn't matter, no? Because the open mind is the mind that will understand it, and those who don't, they cannot. It's not that my words are at fault. So that's why he talks about the inner work. You can sit in front of the most amazing, intelligent, I don't know, and he will share something, whatever, not very important, long, but if you don't have the ability or capacity to connect or reflect on that and take parts of that can be of use for you as knowledge, it is not the fault of the person who talks and shares his knowledge. It is an ability in the other to listen and understand, no? It is like a misconduct, no? There's a misalignment. So the element of alignment, no, is very important as well. It's like a certain frequency, a certain empathy, a certain connection, a certain openness, interest, power of reflecting the information as well. Also say, when we hear something, we make it our own. We have the ability to transform it in, in our knowledge, in our seed, in our experience as well. So it's not a outside act. You have to, be interested in the thematic as well. So for people who are interested in different thematics, or in this thematic as well, a book or writing or a story, or hear more about King Paimon, and learning more about him and his lessons from his wisdom, which I've said, it is endless, which is a beautiful thing, because it means the knowledge is endless, the knowledge is vast. And Paimon is almost say, well, I think one of his duties to bring the humans to higher knowledge, to higher abilities. Knowledge is as important. There is a certain evolution of the human mind as well, through history, through the mistakes or the lessons, through life, through the different journeys of humans, and the importance of sharing knowledge is essential. And then, of course, not any type of knowledge, a knowledge which has been reflected as well inside of us. So it's beautiful to speak about own experience, or to give different examples. In the same time, it's not always necessary to go deep. There's an element of freedom that I let for others as well to reflect or learn through their own. It's not like I'm feeding a bird with all the knowledge. I'm not here to I want to say give a lesson. No, it's not about that. It is about a reflection point. It's like, well, if I'm the light and you are the mirror, I'm giving the light towards that. But I cannot control the reflection. Not necessarily. I can imagine it or wish for it, but light too, has its own life. Light is not all the same. There are different aspects around the environment that changes the point of reflection or whatever. So there is always the element of change, always element we cannot control, but that's important too, because there's the element of change, there's the element of freedom, the element of air, of the endlessness. That's the element of Paimon as well. His domain is silence, is knowledge. It's like the future as well, because as I've said, Paimon is far, far, far away in the future. He's in a place no human ever been. There's the element of his origin, his start. He has done a long travel on the earth, and then he is not on earth anymore. He is in different place in space, and his energy is very vast. He is a magician of time travel as well, and Paimon is how you say, wants to share part of his knowledge. At the same time, there is a time. There's it's like the wise element of a man. It's like, well, I can share the knowledge, but it's not wise to share everything at once. It's not impossible. It's not possible. Even if one wants, but it is element of wisdom. So working with Paimon, or through reading the book, or through different reflection or meditation, even through this playlist, Paimon asks first and foremost that you are the active part, that you want and desire and act to learn the lesson, what you need. There's the freedom. He is a teacher that works through freedom. So he will disappear, or he will give you a task, but then he will let you discover it. He will give you a riddle, let you find a solution. If there is a solution, you don't even know. So there's very much element of secrecy, of I say necromancy, like the element of magic. There is something very hidden, because that knowledge that Paimon gives is not human knowledge, is beyond. And and I think he shares the wisdom on the specific person, what the person needs. No, there's a respect of the plan of each person, what they have in their life. So he's not intrusive. He's not teaching through force or that way, not at all. And Paimon is, as I said, a time traveler, and his memory it's always there, no? So his presence is felt. At the same time, he's not there, no? There's only silence. But as I said, that silence is the point of learning, to figure it out by yourself. He gives you a task or a riddle or element, no? And then he will guide you through that, and you will discover that meaning later on, or it will come at the right time. So there's always the element of waiting, the element of time, no, and space. As I've said, Paimon works with that as well. And there are many things that I don't know as well, how things work, no? The element of the mirror, which I wanted to talk more about. I did talk about the mirror in general, or mirror magic, or the element of the black mirror, which is the element of magic. Or in general, mirrors talk very much about magic. Or in Paimon's thematic, the mirror is very important. It is a tool that he uses for teaching. And he even says, well, even the sky is actually a mirror, no, because it reflects the light. There is a magic that happens with the light, with the sunlight, and not only sunlight exists. There is even other forms of light, no, that travel through time and space, and it somehow breaks a little, no. It's always to say there is the element of less, no. The more the light travels, there's always less. There's a thinning of the light. It's like a softness to it. And the light has its own wisdom, no? There's the element of, as I said, softness, color, reflection, healing, no, as well. We talk about light, it's always healing. It helps things grow. It warms the body, it heals. At the same time, light speaks too about knowledge and wisdom, no? That it is something that enlightens your mind, your body, no? It's like your entire being is woke up more. There's a new petal, no, to the seed. The flower has opened more and more, no? So that's the element of growth. And the element of growth too is important. Say, well, we all grow, but in which way, no? There's a acceptance and a care of the way we grow or want to grow. And the way Paimon teaches is patience and not forcing, and not it's almost like the element of sitting and waiting is the element of light, of the magic of the light can work better on us. So, well, the flower doesn't necessarily move after the light. The light makes it move, no? And the light decides when it arrives, when it comes, and how. And then the bloom, the flower, no, it receives, it is able to bloom. And what are the things about the mirror? The reflection point, the way the mirror works with the light, what it teaches us, no? And I know the messages are a little cryptic, a little more hidden, but that's the way Paimon works, because his goal is to expand our mind, our understanding, and he has his own way to teach that, so it's not something to criticize. It always comes from the impatience of us, or the moment, the element of opening or realizing something the moment before is a little frustrating, because we feel the element of change, you know, we move one step further, you know, you feel that alignment, or the but the moment it happens, it opens, it reveals something, it relaxes, no, it gives joy, no, wisdom gives joy back. And the element of books are very much connected to Paimon. Books are connected to Paimon. This is his domain. Books, he always holds on his throne a book in his hand from which he's reading, or he's talking. And it's said that Paimon holds all the books that ever been written. Even he has other books that even he wrote, but they are like endless, the endless element of the books that Paimon has gathered together. So that speaks of very much about the element of knowledge, how wise and knowledgeable Paimon is. And in that vision when I had with him of the abyss, it was almost like a valley where the mountains will be on left and right, very high up, but the sky was open, there was light, but it was like a road, a huge, very vast road. And in that vision he showed me a black, like geometrical, prolongated cube, and it was very strange, because first I saw it, I didn't know, I've never seen anything like that, and I didn't know what it is. And in all my visions, in this and the one I've seen Paimon on his throne, the moment I saw it, I stopped. I didn't make any movement. I just looked at it. I just witnessed it. I observed it. That's what Paimon wanted of me. And I felt his presence there on my right, but I didn't see him, but I knew he's there. He was watching, but I didn't move. First, I didn't understand. I was watching or seeing this time machine, or it was, like I said, geometrical, very futuristic, total black, made of mirrors, which were like shiny. It was shiny surface, and it was very big as well, and there was always a part like on the right side on that cube, like a drawer that will open and close. One will open and one will close. One will open, one will close. There was a certain sound, a certain buzzing of that machine. It was something electrical. I think that's what the meaning is of movement. There was something working, and it was elevated in the air. It was like not far away from earth, like from the ground, but elevated. So I did imagine this travel time machine that Paimon built through his knowledge. That's the travel machine that he travels. And after a time, it's almost like I went back to that vision. I did go closer to it. I touched it on the surface, and I did look inside, and it was all electric. It looked exactly as a time machine. The space inside was not large, but it was with buttons or things, like a navigating board. And I think I did touch a little bit, but it's almost like I looked more, and that was it. I had the possibility to look inside. After Paimon told me I can, on my left was a huge, almost endless, I could not see the end, a library. I would say like a wooden, open library, where the books, like a shelf, but it was endless. I could not see the end of it. And Paimon asked me to take one book from there, which I took. And there's, of course, each vision, not a lot of information. It's almost like, you see something or you hear something, but you don't necessarily know, which book I took, or is that real? If I think, that is that, what that means. It's my reflection point as well. But that's an aspect of that Paimon wanted me to reflect, wanted to see my reaction, wanted to teach me something or show me something that has a huge meaning. It was an honor for him to show me that, and it took a little time to understand it, what I mean. There is always a time that things happen where you get a new key or a new answer to that riddle, because it is a riddle. Why? Because the things that Paimon knows and teaches, and his dominion is something, as I've said, that is not created on earth necessarily, and something that you have never seen, and it is magical, no? So for people who believe in that way, to say, well, what magic means as well, to say, well, magic, we say, well, everything is magical. The growth of a plant is magical. Why is magical? And say, well, the science can explain how a plant grows. It needs water, it needs earth, it needs light. But yeah, it's true, but it's not that all, no? Without other elements that we don't think about, without the element of magic, which is the divine God spark of his own magic, that God now has the power of creating life, which is a magical aspect. And we are created in God's form, and God gave us from his essence, no? So we do all carry the element of magic inside us. We are able to create magic in the moment of like, well, I can create something beautiful, something new. The act of painting is a magical act. You create something new, which is magical, and the aspect of a painting is magical, because when you look at it, it draws you in, it gives you a feeling, it speaks to you, even if it doesn't use words, which is an element of supernatural. It does carry, as I've said, the moment of creation of the past inside of it, and it reflects on the future. So it is not a simple paper on color. It's not a simple plant that grows. There's always the element of magic as well. Or magic means as well beauty, the magical aspect of the world, being able to see something that, as I've said, others don't. And why? Because, well, there is the element of first believing, that the world is magical, and there are elements which are magical in the world, that create this or have the essence, of magic. In general, as plants all are, and they carry that essence. Books too are magical. Why? Because first, words are magic, and books work with words. So there's entire story, there's entire sentences, there's a travel, there's it works in a magical way, in its own way, on the person that it reads. And it does change something, it does develop. It is a form of light as well. Book is light. It enlightens, it opens, it gives knowledge, it gives wisdom. So things are very much connected. And the element of smelling, or having like perfume, or smelling essential oils too, is magical, because it works with the senses as well. It creates a feeling inside. It's like, well, from where that feeling comes, if we are just body and flesh, from where that comes, from the inside, from that seed, from our origin point. And one can travel, in the past as well, to say, well, physically I can go in the past to say, well, I traveled back in places I have been. And when I travel back in places I have been, the past meets with me, my memories meet with me, with my new me, which is in a way from the future, but there's a meeting of past, present, because I live there, I'm in that moment, and the future from where I travel back. There's another element that Paimon teaches, to say, well, past, present, and future is not as human belief to say past is gone, it doesn't exist. It does exist, but in a different form. The present, that we very much focus on, generally, so well, the present is all that matters. We have to live in the present. It's not beneficial because we cut away ourselves from the past. It's like, say, well, we have to integrate all of three aspects, past, present, and future, to understand we are already somewhere or another in the future, even if not physically, but the light or the origin we move, that exists now, of course, and then the element where we exist in the present, and then the past that moves back. in the same time, it is part of the future as well. The past is part of the future, no? The past we lived influences the future and the present moment. So the past is very important. The past is the key to the future, what Paimon teaches. The experience of travel as well, no? So, well, the element of travel, no? So, well, we can move in these spaces, in this time. Time is space, space is time, they are connected. And I will leave this recording here. I will continue another time with the different thematics or different things that Paimon wants to teach or express or share. And if you want to enjoy the book or read the book Paimon, King Paimon, Lord of the Endless Silence, the Lord of the Abyss, written by me, Anais Giulia. I'm the author of the book, and this is a thematic that interests me, and I will, of course, continue to talk and continue my travel, my journey, through understanding more about Paimon and sharing with others. In the same time, I do, of course, recommend to read the book to give its own feeling, know more about King Paimon, learn about his origin, learn about his travel when he was on Earth, and the way he is, the way he talks, the wisdom he has to share. That's everything in the book. The same, of course, the story that I don't want to reveal, but it is a very beautiful story that Paimon created now through his travel. And that is this book is his testimony, to the life that he had as a man, as a king on earth. And my recordings, as I've said, I made after I wrote the book, almost to say, of finding new knowledge or continuing the journey of Paimon, that leads more into the future, that leads more into the space and time where Paimon is, where he travels, and the knowledge he brings back, the knowledge he reflects back to us. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, all the best. Bye.